Welcome to the Schools Visit Service, part of Derbyshire County Council. This is the info bites on
Overseas Visits. Please make sure you've watched our planning a residential video, as we won't go over the same subjects again in this video. In this video we'll be covering where to go, who to go with, insurance, passports, and assessing the risks.
Where to go. You'll already have an idea of where to go from considering the educational aims of the trip and getting permission from senior leaders. You now need to conduct some research on the country and where you plan to go. This is the beginning of the risk assessment process. You need to know what is crime like there. Is there a significant terrorism threat, civil disorder or strikes? What is the health care like? Are there human rights issues and how are LGBT people treated? Also other laws and customs, for example the requirement to carry identification, laws regarding drugs and alcohol use and religious laws to name a few. Thankfully all this information is on the Foreign and Commonwealth website. Which travel provider to book with? When booking any travel provider you'll need to do a level of checks that the provider is safe, will what they are advertising and provide the high quality service and experience you expect for your students. There are externally assessed quality marks, travel industry bodies, codes of practice, and government legislation to look for when choosing an overseas travel provider. We will be looking at the Learning Outside the Classroom Quality Badge, British Standard 8848, Association of British Travel Agents, the Package Travel and Linked Travel Arrangements Regulations 2018, the Air Travel Organisers Licence and the Schools Travel Forum. The Learning Outside the Classroom Quality Badge is a national award assessing both the quality of safety management and educational provision. It covers expeditions and cultural and sporting tours overseas as well as in the UK. British Standard 8848 is only for overseas expeditions and details good practice for the provider to follow on health and safety and the quality of the service provided. It can be self-assessed by the provider or use an external auditor that it complies with the standard. British Standard recommend that before booking you should ask for written confirmation that the venture is compliant and how that compliance was assessed. The UK Package Travel and Linked Travel Arrangements Regulations 2018 is a set of regulations that govern the rights and responsibilities of consumers and businesses involved in package holidays and linked travel arrangements in the United Kingdom. These regulations were implemented to provide greater protection to consumers and ensure transparency in the travel industry. Here are some key points about the regulations. A package is a combination of at least two travel services, for example, accommodation, transportation, and other tourist services, pre-arranged for a single price. A linked travel arrangement is the purchase of one travel service from one business facilitates the purchase of another service from a different business, resulting in a total price or package. Consumers have the right to receive all essential information about the package or linked travel arrangement before making a booking. If there are significant changes to the package after booking, the consumer has the right to accept the changes, request an alternative package, if available, or terminate the contract and receive a refund. If the organizer becomes insolvent, consumers are entitled to a refund or, if applicable, repatriation. Consumers have a 14-day cooling-off period during which they can cancel the package without any reason and receive a full refund. Package organizers and travel agents must provide financial protection to consumers to ensure refunds or repatriation in the event of insolvency. They must have appropriate insurances, bonding, or other financial guarantees in place. The Association of British Travel Agents. ABTA offers various services and resources to consumers who book with ABTA members to provide support, information, and protection. Here are some of the key services provided. ABTA has codes of conduct and standards for its members to operating with professionalism, integrity, and high levels of customer service. They provide financial protection to consumers who book through ABTA members. In the event of an ABTA member's insolvency, consumers may be eligible for refunds or assistance in completing their travel plans through ABTA's financial protection schemes. If you are not happy with the service provided, ABTA operates a dispute resolution. The service aims to mediate between the consumer and the member to find a fair resolution. There is also a helpline where consumers can seek assistance and advice regarding their travel-related queries and concerns. The Air Travel Organizer's License registration is a legal requirement for travel companies in the UK that sell air travel services. ATOL registration provides financial protection to consumers by ensuring that their money is protected and that they can continue their travel plans or receive a refund in the event that the travel company becomes insolvent. Consumers are advised to look for the ATOL logo and obtain an ATOL certificate when booking their travel to ensure that they are protected by the scheme. The ATOL certificate confirms the company's ATOL registration and the specific details of the protection provided for the booking. The School Travel Forum is a professional association of educational tour operators. It promotes high-quality educational travel and provides safety and financial security assurances to schools, students and parents. The School Travel Forum members are required to meet standards set by the LOTC Quality Badge and School Travel Forum Code of Practice. The Code of Practice ensures that members meet the highest standards of health and safety, financial security, and educational value for school groups. Members must regularly undergo inspections and audits to ensure their compliance with the Code of Practice. The association represents a wide range of educational travel providers, including those offering overseas study tours, cultural trips, language courses, adventure activities, and sports tours for school groups.
Travel insurance should cover personal accident, liability, medical expenses, cancellation and delays, specialist rescue, particularly if partaking in adventurous activities or in remote locations, and also if repatriation of the group or an individual student is required. You may also want to consider if cover extends to parents or guardians' travel if their child is hospitalized abroad. Does the insurance cover volunteers, pre-existing medical conditions, and any student who may not now be on the school roll having moved to another school, but is still going on the trip? Be aware of dual insurance cover where you are covered by the school insurance and by the travel provider. This may seem a good idea, however it can lead to protracted claims as neither insurer will want to pay out.
Global Health Insurance Cards. Make sure everyone in your party has a current global health insurance card. This isn't a substitute for health travel insurance, and it may not cover all medical costs or be accepted in all countries.
Passports are required to be valid for between 3 and 6 months on the date you return to the UK. Check with your travel provider what the requirements are for the country you are visiting. Passports also need to be less than 10 years old, so check the issue date, not the expiry date. Collective passports are still an option. They are cheaper, however not every country accepts them, so check with the Foreign Office or the country's embassy.
Check the nationality of all participants on the trip, as non-British citizens may require a visa to travel to the country. Also check for any requirements for re-entering the UK on your return.
You have already risk assessed the travel provider by conducting checks on their externally assessed accreditations. For the general health and safety supervision of students, you have the All Visits Risk Assessment, which can be annotated with additional control measures. You'll need to complete an Overseas Risk Assessment, where you record your own competence to lead the visit and those of staff assisting you. Also, you'll identify any country-specific hazards and the activities you propose to do. It will most likely be a residential trip, so you'll need to complete a residential risk assessment. Pay particular attention to security and safeguarding, fire risk and evacuation procedures, safety around balconies and access to flat roofs, and dietary requirements. If school staff are leading activities, you may need to complete specific risk assessments for the activities or environments. Examples are where water is an identifiable hazard, such as coastal environments, countryside walking and cycling. We also have a specific risk assessment for cities and large events on the terrorism threat and civil unrest. There is also a theme park risk assessment and a specific risk assessment for exchange trips. We haven't and couldn't cover everything on the risk management on Oversea Visits. We have further guidance on Evolve, and we are here for further advice. We also have a residential visits training video and e-learning modules for visit leaders and educational visits advisors.